In today's session, we will understand Python functions. Functions we have seen in C, C++. Similarly, functions are used in Python language. Now, if you will find what is the definition of function. So function is a block of code which only runs when it is called. So it's very important. It is function is nothing but collection or group of instructions or block of code where what will be doing when it will be called, then only it will be executed. Otherwise, if we will not be calling that block of code, then function will not be executed. So this is the first and most important thing for the function. If we can pass data, so whatever data will be passing in the function, it is called as parameter. Okay, parameter. So parameters we are passing into the functions. Function can return data as a result. So in this way, what happens, function is helping us. For example, suppose you have 10 instructions and all those 10 instructions you want to execute as a block of code. In that case, what we can do, all those 10 instructions we can define as a one function, and that function can be called. And when that function will be called, immediately all those 10 instructions will be executed by the Python interpreter. In this way, what happens, function helps to execute those 10 lines. So let us understand how to create functions in Python. So if you observe def is the keyword which will help us to define the function. So def keyword we are using to define the function, def, then one blank space, then name of the function can be written over here. So name of function I have written my underscore function. So this is the name of user defined function, which as a programmer, as a developer, we can write our own function. So this is the definition. So function is defined in this way. Def is the keyword, then one blank space, name of the function, round brackets, then colon represents start of the user defined function. Okay, this is the start of block of the group or certain statements we can mention in the block or body of the function. So only one instruction here I have mentioned that I wanted to execute. So my underscore function is the function. In this function only one statement is written. So this statement will be executed when this particular function will be calling. So this is called as a definition. This is called as a definition. In definition, what we'll be doing, we will be using def keyword, then one blank space, name of the function, round brackets represents name of the function, then colon represents start of the function or body or block of the function. So only one statement is mentioned. Statement number 12 will be executed. Okay, when function my underscore function will be called. So this is called as a definition. So when user defined function is used in the Python script, at that time, first and most important thing, we should define our function, and we can define our user defined functions. Functions are of basically three types: user defined functions, okay, built-in functions, and simple methods in Python that we have seen. Now here we'll be understanding how to define our own functions as a programmer in Python. So this is called as these two statements from which we can understand. In this way, function is defined in the Python script. Then let us understand how to call that function. This is definition. If only will be defining our function, if we are not calling that function, obviously this function will not be executed. If I will pass comment to this line, actually this is the line with which Python interpreter will understand we calling of the user defined function. But if I will pass comment to this line, in that case what will happen, if you will execute the program, you will not get anything on the output console. It means we have defined but we are not calling that function. So let us call. And how to call function, we are using name of function followed by parenthesis. Parenthesis means what? Round brackets. So in this way we are calling our user defined function. In case of C++, we use CLR, we used CLR SCR. Okay, this is the function semicolon we are giving in C++. So this is called as calling. Similarly, if user defined function will be calling in the Python, so how we'll be calling it? So we'll be calling in same way. It means name of the function, then parenthesis we need to follow after name of the function. So this statement number 18 will help us to understand calling of the user defined function my function which we have defined before this calling. Generally we'll be defining our functions before calling those functions. Okay, so now if I will execute this, so because of statement number 18, function will be called, and when function will be called, control of the interpreter will jump from calling to the definition of that function, and as it only one statement is mentioned over here, so it will print hello from a function. So this message will be displayed when we'll execute this. Let us check it. So hello from a function, this message will be executed. It means statement number 18 is helping us to execute this particular body or block of the my underscore function. In this way, what happens, function can be executed, user defined functions can be used. If suppose one more statement we wanted to execute, then I can write print, and here I can mention for example, I am in Pandharpur. So this message also, if you want to execute, in that case what we can do, so this will become, these two statements will become part or block of the my underscore function body. It will become body or block. So when function will be called, so both statements will be executed in this way. I am executing again, we'll see it. Okay, hello from a function, and I am in Pandharpur. It means both statements, both instructions will be executed when we'll be calling that function. So statement number 19 is representing calling of the my underscore function, which is our user defined function. So this is the first program where we understood how to create function. Okay, this is called as creating a function or defining a function, Python function, and this is calling of a function, this is calling of a user defined function. In this case, we'll be writing our own functions. Functions are of two types: built-in methods and simple methods in Python. For example, print function is built-in method or built-in function in Python, whereas my underscore function is user defined function. As a programmer, this function we have defined. And third type, basically in Python we are using functions, okay, user defined functions. So this is the example where we understood how to use user defined functions. In Python we can use built-in functions, built-in methods. Okay, print, if you will consider in this example, so print is built-in method. So such color, okay, if you will find such color, then that kind of function is called as built-in method. So list, tuple, okay, set, such dict, these all functions are called as built-in methods. So Yellian is also built-in method, but sometimes we can use, okay, we can use simple methods in Python. For example, if we'll be considering list, so in case of list we can use append, insert, remove, pop, clear, copy. So such kind of functions if we'll be using along with Python literal list, so these functions we call them as simple methods in Python. So simple methods, we are using simple methods, we are using built-in methods, and we are using user defined functions in so such kind of functions we'll be using in Python. So this is about first program. I am opening second program. So let us understand what is meant by argument. So arguments, if you will find, actually information if we wanted to pass, okay, from the function, in that case we will be passing information in the form of arguments. So arguments passing is nothing but certain information will be passing to particular user defined function. This is called as arguments. So information can be passed into the functions as arguments. Okay, arguments are specified after a function name inside the parenthesis. In the round brackets we can mention, okay, in the round brackets we can mention our argument. For example, here in the round bracket, actually this is the calling of user defined function my underscore function, and in the round bracket will be passing our argument. Okay, many times we have seen how to pass different types of arguments. For example, if we'll be using say print method, which is built-in method in Python, and if here I will write, okay, welcome. So in this case what happens, so string welcome is the argument, okay, for this print method or print function, which is built-in type of method or function in the Python. So this is string, okay, welcome is string, and in this case welcome string will become, okay, argument. It means information will be passing to this function. So similarly if we'll be using user defined functions, and if we'll be passing argument information in the form of string here, okay, so this will be passing inside the parenthesis in the round brackets. We can add, okay, many arguments. How many arguments you want to use? So n number of arguments you can pass. Okay, just only what we need to do, all such arguments, for all such arguments will be giving comma. If you are passing two arguments, so after first argument we need to give comma. It means all such arguments we can separate with the help of comma. So comma needs to be given. In this way what happens, arguments we can pass. And so let us understand this with one example, how to pass arguments. So here this is the definition. Okay, normally what we'll be doing if we are not passing any kind of argument, so here in the round bracket we will not be mentioning anything. Okay, so first of all, how to define our user defined function. In last program we have seen similarly. Here def is the keyword, then one blank space, name of the function. In the round bracket as argument will be passing, okay, from the main program. So this is our main program, this is user defined function. So uname, okay, uname is the variable, Python variable. Uname is the Python variable. So its value will be coming from the main program, main script of the Python, that we'll see. Okay, this is definition. So uname is the Python variable whose value will be coming from the main program, that we'll see. Okay, and this is the statement which we wanted to execute when my underscore function will be called. So print, we are printing uname means what, value or string which will be coming from the main script. That value will be stored in uname, and what we'll be doing, will be combining two strings. So plus symbol will help us to combine two strings. Okay, and here uname will be the string which will be coming from the main script of the Python. So plus, then this is the string, another string, where what we'll be doing, this is our say domain name. Okay, @coe.swary.ac.in, this is our domain name. If suppose I want to generate, okay, I want to generate email ID of particular student, in that case this will be the domain, and it will be combined or concatenated with the help of username, and that username will be coming as a information, okay, from the main script. So in this way we have defined our user defined function, where uname is the value which will be coming from the from the main script. And if you will consider in the definition, whatever variable will be using, that variable is called as parameter. Let us understand exact difference between argument and parameter. So when user defined function is defined, okay, at that time variable which will be using, whose value will be coming from the another from main script, so such variables are called as parameters. We will not be calling them as argument and parameters are same actually, but when parameters are used when function is defined. So here uname is parameter, whereas now if you will observe statement number 13 and statement number 14, okay, both statements are part of main script of our Python main script. So here what will happen, so my underscore function, and in the round bracket will be passing our argument. So here in double quotes SD Bhosle, okay, this is the username, let us call it as username, okay, and this username will be mentioning directly in the double quote. It means string is becoming our argument, okay, for this my underscore function. So when this function will be called, simultaneously what happens, information will be passed, this string will be passed in the user defined function. It means control of the interpreter will jump from statement number 13 to directly statement number 9, and whatever value or information will be passing in the form of string, it will be stored in the uname. Okay, so for example, when statement number 13 will be executed, at that time what happens, it will pass SD Bhosle. So SD Bhosle gets stored in uname, and when this function will be called, immediately what happens, this print function will be executed. So uname means what, SD Bhosle, then this string, another string will be combining together, and its result will be displayed on the screen as SD Bhosle @coe.swary.ac.in. In this way, if suppose we want to generate, okay, email ID for any person, so this is the way with which we can write simple function. This my underscore function is helping us to generate email ID of the person. Similarly, another statement which is 14, statement number 14, my underscore function. So here also I am passing another string, but here to understand, so F is the first name of the person, M is the middle name of the person. So here S is the first name, then M is the middle name, and then what is this B? I think I made mistake, okay, first name, middle name, and surname, okay, surname. So this is the surname. So here F means first first name, and its first letter will be considering, okay. M means middle name, its first letter of middle name is mentioned over here, and surname, entire surname will be writing. So this is the one format with which, if suppose particular string we wanted to pass in the user defined function, we can pass in this way. So in second case, in statement number 14, it will display, okay, FM surname, okay, FM surname will become, okay, username. So it will display, because of statement number 14, it will display FM surname @coe.swary.ac.in. So these are the two examples with which we are calling our user defined function my underscore function, where we'll be passing simultaneously arguments. So arguments are passed, and here uname is our parameter. Difference between argument and parameter, so value which will be passing from main program, okay, and if that value will be passing in the form of string, in the form of tuple, in the form of list, so we can pass information in any data type, by using any data type, by using any kind of variable or any kind of Python literal, and that value which will be passing at the time of calling of the function. So this is called as argument. And when we'll be defining our user defined function, so variable used in the user defined function in the parenthesis for the function. So this in this case uname is our parameter. So this is the difference. In short, arguments is the information which will be passing from the main script of the Python, okay. So value will be passing over here, and values if will be passing, or information which will be passing, this is called as argument. And in the definition, in the user defined definition of user defined function, variable which will be mentioning in the round bracket, so these variables are called as parameters. In this way we can understand parameters and a difference between parameters and argument, okay. So next is, if suppose I will try to pass, okay, integer value in the same function. In that case what will happen, it will give error, and that error will be integer value will be passing, and there is we cannot combine, okay, integer value along with string, because of which it will throw an error. Let us check it. So because of statement number 15 will be getting error, unsupported operand type, okay, plus symbol, it means plus is concatenation where we cannot combine, okay, int and string. So let us check it. That kind of error will be displayed over here. So int and string cannot be combined, okay. If I will pass double quotes, so it will become string, and if I will execute now, statement number 15 will not give any kind of error. It will display 1@coe.swary.ac.in. so in this way we will be getting results. So because of statement number 13 will be getting result in this way, because of statement number 14 will be getting result here, and because of this statement number 15 we are getting result in this way. Similarly, if we'll be passing fractional value 1.1, again combination of a fractional float type of data type that we cannot combine with string. So here we'll be passing fractional value, float type of value in our user defined function. Again what will happen, it will try to combine fractional value with this string, which is not possible. Again it will throw an error, okay. Statement number 16 will throw an error, and that error will be float and string cannot be combined together. But if I will pass again, okay, double quotes, if I will use, it will become string, and now what happens, it will be treated as a string, and combination of string is possible, two strings is possible. Now because of statement number 16 will get result in this way, okay, 1.1@coe.swary.ac.in. in this way what happens, we can pass arguments in the user defined function. So from this program number 2.py we understood, if suppose we will be passing certain value at the time of calling our function, it will become argument. And if we'll be defining our function, so that value, that information needs to be accepted in one variable, and that variable will be calling it as parameter, and parameter term will be using for a definition of user defined function. Whereas if we'll be calling our function at that time, what we'll be doing, we'll be considering whatever information will be passing in the form of string, tuple, or any Python literal. So this is called as argument. That's it for this program number 2.py. Let us go to next program number 3, where we'll actually here you will not find any kind of program, only I want to summarize parameter and argument, okay. The terms parameter, and once again I'm repeating, terms parameter and argument can be used for the same thing, okay, information that are passed into the function. And if information will be passing into the function, it is called as argument. So let us understand again from okay, functions perspective. Parameter is the variable listed inside the parenthesis in the definition of function, okay, or in the function definition. So parameter will be using strictly in case of when we'll be defining any user defined function. At that time only variable, whatever variable will be using, it is considered as parameter, and argument is the value that is sent, okay, into the function when it is called. At the time of calling, if certain information or value will be passing into the function at the time of calling, so that that variable or that information or Python literal will be working as arguments. So this is the basic difference again, okay, between, because it is very important. Many times what happens, these two terminologies may create, okay, confusion. Parameter means what, argument means what. So this is the difference, okay, between argument and parameter. Now we'll see program 4.py, where we'll understand how many number of arguments, or what is mean by number of arguments. Now let us understand with simple example directly. Before it, if I will read something, by default a function must be called with the correct number of arguments. It means if suppose arguments you will be passing 2, in that case what happens, similarly it should accept, function should accept 2 arguments, okay, as we are passing value from main script, two arguments if we will be passing, okay, then in that case that function which we have defined, that function should accept 2 arguments. That is one thing, okay. So if we have to call the function with 2 arguments, not more or not less, it means if we'll be passing 2 arguments, at that time function should accept these 2 arguments in the form of parameters over here, and it should not accept, okay, less than 1 or more than 2. It means how many arguments will be passing, accordingly these many arguments needs to be accepted by our user defined function. So let us understand with example. So my this is the again a definition. This statement number 8 and 9 represents definition of my underscore function. Def is keyword, one blank space, my underscore function is the name of the function, and in the round bracket, so parameters I have mentioned fname, okay, this is the first parameter, then comma, lname. So how many parameters will be using, how many arguments will be using, all those parameters and arguments will be separated by comma. Now in this case, fname and lname, okay, these are parameters, and as two parameters will be using, so we are separating them by comma. So two parameters, it means two values will be coming, okay, from the main script. That is the indication or understanding from this definition. Then in the print function, so this is the colon, it means start of the block or start of the start of the function, where this is the body, okay, and in this body only one statement is mentioned. It means only one statement we wanted to execute. So fname means what? First of all, value which will be coming from the main function or main script of Python, it will be considered. Then plus means what? Will be combining, and this is the double quote. In the double quote, one blank space is given. It means simply this blank space is helping us to separate, okay, first name and last name of the person. That we'll see with example. So I hope you have understood definition. In the definition, what we did, simply we have defined one user defined function which will be accepting two parameters, okay, value of argument from the calling side, okay. Now my underscore function is the function calling, okay, this is the statement number 11, where we'll be calling our my underscore function, and in the round bracket information will be passing. Now here if you will observe carefully, okay, Rahul is the first string, then comma is given, and Shinde is another string. So two strings, it means two arguments, two strings, two arguments will be passing at the time of calling. So this is called as arguments. Two arguments will be passed, and accordingly, okay, respectively, I will call it as respectively, Rahul gets stored in the fname, okay, and Shinde will be stored in lname, last name. So in this way what happens, arguments will be passed and it will become parameter, and later on program will be executed in this way, okay. So if I will execute it, so first of all what will happen, statement number execution will start with statement number 11, where function will be called Rahul, okay, which is first string. It will be passed into the fname, and Shinde will be passed into the lname, and after this, after calling, control of the interpreter will jump from statement number 11 to statement number 8, and respectively Rahul will be stored in fname, Shinde will be stored in lname, and then it will start and executing statement number 9. At that time what happens, Rahul, okay, first name Rahul, then plus, then one blank space, then lname means what? Shinde. So it will display first name one blank space, first name one blank space, and then last name. So it will display Rahul one blank space Shinde. In this way we will get output. Let us check it. So Rahul one blank space Shinde, okay. It means two arguments will be passing. These arguments will become parameters. Accordingly function will be executed. So normally, generally, how many arguments will be passing, accordingly these many arguments should be accepted by the user defined function and program should be executed. If, now let us understand, if I will pass only one argument, okay, if I will pass only one argument, and here in the definition if we have mentioned two parameters, this is not allowed, it will throw an error. Let us check it. So my function missing one required potential argument such name. It means it will consider, okay, this is the first string which will be considered as fname, but Python will be asking us to give another argument which is lname, that is missing, because of which this is not allowed. It means argument which will be passing, that is one, but here in the definition we have mentioned two parameters. This is not allowed, okay. So because of which it will throw an error. This error will be displayed by the Python interpreter. Similarly, so this is the first case, okay, this is the first case. In second case, now if I will pass comment to this code, okay, and I will remove a comment from this code. Let us understand here. Now if you will observe carefully, this is the definition, but only one parameter we have mentioned in the definition, and here what we'll be doing, we'll be passing, okay, we'll be passing two arguments from the at the time of calling our function. So this is not allowed. So I will remove this till the for understanding, as only one parameter is used, okay. So I will execute it. This will also throw an error because my function takes a potential argument but two were given. So here case is reversed, okay. In earlier case there were two parameters and one argument. Now in this case what I am doing, only one parameter I am using, whereas I am passing two arguments. This is also not allowed. If it means how many arguments will be passing, this many parameters should be there for the definition, in the definition of that function, and accordingly program can be written, okay. This is the meaning of this program number 4.py. I will save it. I will pass comment to this and I will remove, okay, comment from this part. Give me 1 minute, okay. So I am opening program number 5.py where we'll understand, okay, arbitrary arguments, okay. What is meant by arbitrary arguments? So I will read it. Arbitrary arguments, okay, are often shortened to star args, okay, in Python. So if you will read the documentation part of Python, so many times if you will find such kind of word, okay, star arguments, its meaning is arbitrary argument is used in the Python documentation. So arbitrary arguments are represented with star args, okay. Why to use such kind of star and arguments? So let us understand this. Arbitrary arguments, what is the role? I will read it. If we, okay, instead of you I will read it as we. If we do not know, okay, how many arguments that will be passed into the function, okay, then in such cases what we'll be doing, we are adding, okay, star before the parameter name in the function definition. So star will be adding, okay, before the name of the parameter. So let us understand with example. So this is the definition, okay, this is the definition of my underscore function. Again same name I'm using. So def is the keyword, one blank space, my underscore function, in the round brackets star is mentioned, okay, before parameter. So it will become, okay, this will become our arbitrary argument, okay, this will become our arbitrary argument. And why to use it? Because many times what will happen in Python, we will not be able to understand, so how many arguments will be passed, okay, from the main script. So let us understand this. This is the definition, this is the calling, my underscore function, this is the calling, and in the round bracket how many arguments are passed, okay, three arguments are passed, Rajesh, Ramesh and Ganesh, okay, three strings we are passing. It means there are three arguments. But if suppose at the time of definition, if we will not be understanding actually how many arguments will be passed, okay, how many arguments will be passed from the main script or main function of main script of the Python, in that case what happens, we'll be using arbitrary arguments. And simply, so star will be mentioning before name of the parameter. So kids is the name of the parameter, or kids is the Python variable. Before this variable, if I will mention this star, so it will become, okay, it will become arbitrary argument. So this is arbitrary argument that we have mentioned in the round bracket in the definition. Therefore it will become, actually this is arbitrary. We should suppose to call as per the understanding, we need to call star kids as, okay, arbitrary what we need to call it as arbitrary parameter, because this is parameter, okay, these are arguments, but in the books everywhere it is mentioned, actually this is, okay, this is arbitrary argument. Actually we should supposed to call as per the understanding, we need to call it as arbitrary parameter, but instead of calling it as arbitrary parameter, we will be calling it as arbitrary arguments. Okay, so let us follow the same thing because it will create some confusion. We'll be calling it as, okay, arbitrary argument. So it means now let us understand this program. There are three names, okay, Rajesh, Ramesh and Ganesh. Suppose out of these three names, which one is the youngest child, okay, if that we wanted to display with the help of my underscore function in user defined function. So here what we'll be doing, we'll be passing three arguments, but because of this star kids it will become, okay, arbitrary argument. And here we are not understanding actually which argument will be used or how many arguments will be we will be passing from main script to this user defined function. So in this case, okay, so first string will be represented with this 0 subscript, okay. Kids 0 means what? Rajesh. Kids 0 will be associated with Rajesh. Kids 1, okay, kids in the square bracket, if 1 will be mentioned, so it will be associated with Ramesh. Kids in the square bracket 2, it will be associated with Ganesh. In this way what happens, out of these three arguments, any argument if we wanted to access in our user defined function, in that case what we'll be doing, we'll be using arbitrary arguments through which we can access any value. So first of all, if I will write kids 0 and if I will execute this program, so out of these three values it will access Rajesh value and it will display, because of this calling it will display, okay, the youngest child is Rajesh. Let us check it. The youngest child is Rajesh. If I will pass comment to this line and if I will remove comment from this statement number 9, so now here what we'll be doing, we'll be passing kids 1, okay, kids we'll be considering kids 1. So kids 1 is associated with Ramesh. Now because of this what will happen, out of these three arguments, when function will be called, it will how many arguments will be passed, that will not be understood, because of which we'll be using this arbitrary argument. And kids 1, okay, this will be associated with Ramesh, because of which statement number 9 in this case will display the message on the output console as the youngest child is, okay, Ramesh. Let us check it. Similarly now I will pass comment to this and I will remove comment from this. So what will happen, so now in this case what happens, same thing will happen, because of this kids 2 it will be associated with Ganesh, and statement number 10 will display message on the output console as the youngest child is Ganesh. Let us check it. And if suppose all these three arguments we wanted to access, that is also possible. If all these three arguments we wanted to access in the user defined function, in that case what we can do, we can again use arbitrary argument, and in this way we can display, okay, print children are, okay, kids 0 it will be associated with Rajesh. Then I wanted to display, okay, comma on the output console, because of which this is the string which will be passing, which will be becoming, actually this is the argument for this print function, because of which this argument will be passed and comma will be given on the output console, okay. Then kids 1 which is associated with Ramesh, then and string, which will be again argument for this print function. It will be displayed on the output console. Then kids2 is associated with Ganesh. So because of statement number 11 on the output console, it will display children are Rajesh, comma, okay, Ramesh, then and Ganesh. Let us check it. Children are, okay, Rajesh, comma, this comma is because of this, okay, argument. Ramesh, because of this kids1, it will be displaying Ramesh. And so this is the argument which will help us to display and on the output console. Then kids2 is Ganesh. So in this way, what happens, arguments, how many arguments will be passing, if that is not known, okay, at the time of definition, so simply we can use arbitrary arguments. So this is the meaning of program number 5.py. I will be moving towards next program, that is 6.py, where we'll understand where we'll be understanding, okay, keyword arguments. Now this is interesting. If suppose, I will read it. We can also, instead of you, I will again read it as we, okay. We can also send arguments with the key, then assignment operator and value. Key is equal to value, okay. Such kind of, in this way also we can use. So such kind of syntax can be used, okay, at the time of calling the function, okay. Key then is equal to value, and if we'll be using in this way, so it is called as keyword arguments, okay. Keyword arguments. This way the order of the argument does not matter. So this will also we will understand with example. The phrase keyword arguments are often shortened to KW, okay. KW args, K for key, word, so W, okay, and args, arguments. So KW args, in Python documentation, if you will find such kind of word, okay, KW args, so its meaning is argument, keyword arguments, okay. So let us understand this with one example. Again, this is the definition, okay. This is the definition of my underscore function. Def is keyword, one blank space, name of the function in the round bracket. Now here, if we'll be changing the sequence of parameters, then also it will not matter because of this key and value syntax, okay. This key and value syntax, or in another language, because of keyword arguments, if we'll be changing the sequence in the round bracket for this parameter, or for at the time of definition of function, if we'll be changing the sequence of parameters, then also will not be getting any kind of error. Meaning will remain same, because, and this is possible because of only keyword arguments. So child3 I am using first, okay, then I am using child1 and child2 and child1, and in the round bracket, okay, in the round bracket, then colon represents start of the block or function. So only one statement will be executing here, statement number 8. Because of this statement number 8, the youngest child is plus child3. Child3 means what? So normally, if we will not be using key, and directly if we will be passing argument in the form of values, at that time what happens, it will be mattering the sequence. But if we'll be using keyword argument, in that case what happens, though our sequence we will not be following sequence, okay, at the time of definition, then also because of these keys, okay, because of these keys, particular value will be stored and it will be passed in exact way. For example, okay, let us understand how it is called. My underscore function, statement number 12 will be nothing but, okay, is nothing but this is the calling, and in the round bracket what will be mentioning, key is equal to value. So this syntax will be following. So child1 is our key, is equal to is assignment operator, and Rajesh is the string which will be stored in the child1. Similarly, comma, so comma represents this is our first, okay, first I will call it as keyword argument, then comma, then second keyword argument is mentioned, child2 is our second key, then is equal to is assignment operator, Ramesh is the string which will be storing in the child2, then comma will represent, okay, end of the keyword argument 2, then third keyword argument which we have mentioned, again we are following same syntax, key is equal to value, so child3, then assignment operator, so Ganesh value, Ganesh string will be stored in the child3 keyword, okay, argument. So in this way, child3, child2 and child1, these are our keyword arguments which will be associated with certain keys and values, because of which we'll be calling them as keyword arguments. So in the definition, though sequence is not same, so we can change, we can modify the sequence, then also it will not give any kind of error. Because of keys it will be passed exact value. Now when we'll be displaying statement, when statement number 8 will be executed, the youngest child is, okay, child3, it means it will be associated with Ganesh, so its result will be displayed on the screen as Ganesh. Let us check it. The youngest child is Ganesh. When I will pass comment to this line, and if I will remove comment from here, so when child2, the youngest child is child2 means what, Ramesh. So statement number 9 will give output on the output console as the youngest child is, okay, Ramesh. Similarly I have passed, okay, comment to statement number 9, and I removed, okay, comment from statement number 10. Because of statement number 10, it will display message on the output console as the youngest child is, okay, the youngest child is child1, means what, Rajesh. Because of statement number 10, it will display the youngest child is Rajesh on the output console. In this way, what happens, keyword arguments can be used. Hope you have understood how to use keyword arguments, okay. So that's it for these keyword arguments. Now I'll be moving towards program number 7.py, where we'll understand arbitrary keyword arguments. Okay, so let us understand what is meant by arbitrary here. I think spelling is wrong. What is meant by arbitrary keyword arguments? So arbitrary arguments we have seen. Similarly, okay, same concept is here. Arbitrary keyword arguments, which are oftenly used in in case of arbitrary, okay, in case of arbitrary arguments, we used single star. If we'll be using, okay, double star before the parameter, okay, before parameter, before name of the variable, before name of the Python literal, if we'll be using double star, it will be called as arbitrary keyword argument, okay. So double star kwargs in Python documentation, if you find such word, immediately you should understand it is related to keyword argument, arbitrary keyword argument. It is related to arbitrary keyword argument. And here also same thing, same concept. If we do not know how many keyword arguments that will be passed into the function, at that time what we'll be doing, will be adding, okay, 2 asterisks, okay, 2 stars before the parameter name in the function definition, and that will be doing in the function definition, okay. This way what happens, function will receive a dictionary of arguments, that is also possible, okay. And we can access items accordingly. So let us understand with easiest or simple example where we'll be using arbitrary keyword argument. Now here, first of all, if you will observe, this is the definition, okay. This is the definition of my underscore function, where we'll be using, okay, arbitrary keyword argument. Double star means what, arbitrary, and double star means what, it is keyword. Arbitrary keyword argument, KID is the parameter, okay. Double star will represent, it is arbitrary keyword argument. So before this, we'll understand this is the calling, okay, this is the calling, and if you will observe carefully, in the calling we'll be passing 2 arguments. This is first argument, this is second argument. So two arguments will be passing, but at the time of definition, if suppose we are not having any kind of idea, so how many arguments will be passed from main script of Python, in that case we can use arbitrary keyword argument. Now in this case there are two keyword arguments. Okay, fname is equal to Rahul, comma lname is key. Okay, second key is equal to, then Shinde is the second string which will be stored in lname, Rahul which will be stored in fname. So two okay keys with values will be passing from main script main function to the definition to our user defined function my underscore function. In that case double star, okay, double star will be here, where how many or out of these two which argument will be used, that we don't know, because of which arbitrary keyword argument can be used. Now if suppose first name you want to display, in that case statement number 11 will help us to display first name on the output console. So his first name is, then plus is the symbol which will help us to combine two strings, kids, okay, kid. So this is our parameter. So kid in the square bracket, okay, this is important, kid in the square bracket what will be mentioning, will be writing our key in the double quotes. Actually in double quotes key is nothing but our string, okay, fname, so that we are mentioning in the double quotes fname. If you will not use double quote, it may give an error. Let us check it. So fname is not defined, so because of which when keys will be passing, that we have seen in case of dictionary. So when keys will be passing, when keys will be mentioning as index, okay, in that case we will be using double quotes. So kid in the square bracket fname, so this will be associated with, okay, first key, where it will represent Rahul. So first name is Rahul, okay, in this way message will be displayed on the screen. Similarly statement number 12, where will be displaying his last name is, okay, plus then kid in the square bracket, again lname, this is the second key, and kid in the square bracket in the double quotes lname, this will represent this value Shinde. So it will display, because of statement number 12, it will display his last name is, okay, Shinde. In this way messages will be displayed on the screen. Let us check it. His first name is Rahul, his last name is Shinde. Okay, so this is about program number 7.py. I will be opening programs 8.py, where we'll understand what is meant by default parameter. So sometimes if suppose arguments will not be passed, okay, from the main script, and if you wanted to assign or pass certain specific value to the main to our user defined function, in that case what we can do, we can use a default parameter value. So let us understand what is this default parameter value. So I will read this statement number 3. If we call, okay, function without argument, it uses the default value. So let us understand with easiest example. This is the definition of function. My underscore function is the user defined function. Def is the keyword, one blank space. Then in the round bracket, what we'll be doing, we'll be mentioning, okay, so country, which is our parameter, is equal to, then assignment operator, India, which is string. So India will be stored in the country which is our parameter here. And print, what we'll be doing with the help of this statement number 6, will be displaying this message, I am from, okay, then plus will be combining this string with country. And if, okay, if at the time of calling the function, if we will not be passing any argument, if you will observe statement number 9, where we will not be passing any argument, in such cases only, okay, in such cases only, default parameter value will be taken as country is equal to India. It means statement number 9, if we will call, so I will pass comment to this statement number 8, I will pass comment to this statement number 10. So this is our this is the function where we will not be passing any argument. In this case only, okay, default parameter value will be considered. It means country will be considered as India, and if I will execute this program, so we'll get on the output screen, I am from India. This message will be displayed. Let us check it. I am from India. Okay, but if we'll be passing, if we'll be calling, sorry, if we'll be calling with argument, in that case what will happen, this in this case name of country is Sweden. Okay, this Sweden is our argument, which will be overwritten by this India, and when this function will be called with Sweden value, at that time country will not remain as India, it will become Sweden, it will be overwritten, and output of this statement number 8 will be displayed on the output console as I am from, okay, Sweden. Okay, I am from Sweden. Similarly, to understand with one more example here, will be passing Brazil country as argument, so it will not consider India. I am from Brazil will be displayed on the screen. I am from Brazil. Okay, so it means in short, when we are not passing any argument, and in such cases, if you wanted to use a specific default value as a parameter, default parameter value in the function, in that case what we can do by using default parameter value in this way, it will be stored and it will be used. So this is nothing but default parameter value. So let us move towards 9.py, where we'll understand, okay, pass statement, which already we have seen in case of while, in case of for, in case of if. Simply program number 9, where we'll be understanding passing a list as argument. Now this is also possible, it's very easy. List we have seen, okay, list we have seen, and for loop also we have seen. So first of all, we'll understand this is definition. Okay, this is definition. Def is the keyword, my function is the name of the function, and in the round bracket food is the parameter, colon represents start of the body or block. Then in this body or block of the function, for loop is mentioned for x. Okay, in food will be our argument. Okay, print values of fruits list. Okay, that we'll see. Actually, what will happen, this is our list. Okay, statement number 7 is nothing but fruits is our list, where 3 values we have initialized in this list. First value is apple, second is banana, third is cherry, and these 3 values will be stored in the list. Fruits is our list. So here at the time of calling, what will be doing, argument will be passing as, okay, list, entire list will be passed over here. So my underscore function, and in the round bracket this is our argument. So argument will become our list. Okay, and entire list will be passed over here, and when we'll be calling this function, immediately control of the interpreter will jump from statement number 9 to statement number 3, and whatever fruits argument will be passing, it will be stored in foods. So fruits is nothing but foods, so foods will be our list now, and in this list this entire values will be stored in this food. Okay, and when we'll be using this for loop, so what happens, for x is our any Python variable, which we have seen how to access list in the Python by using for loop, that we have seen. So for is keyword, x is any variable, in is membership operator, food is our list over here. Okay, food which is our parameter, whose value will be considered as fruits from main script, main program. So initially value of x will be the, okay, first value, which is apple. Okay, that apple value will be considered when for loop will be executed for first time, or its first iteration. For first iteration, apple will be displayed over here. So value of fruits list is equal to apple, this will be the first message. Then second message, when value of x will become banana, so it will display values of fruits list is equal to banana, then when value of x will become cherry, then it will display value of fruits, list is equal to cherry. In this way what happens, entire list, if suppose we want to pass as argument, that can be passed, and with the help of for loop we can access it. Here only one thing we can understand, entire list will be passing, and this list will be stored and it will be accessed from our user defined function. So program number 9, where we understood how to pass entire list as an argument in the user defined function. Okay, then I will be moving towards 9th program, where we'll understand a return statement. Okay, so return statement, how to return the values, return statement, return values. Okay, so return values, if any function will be using each and every, in C++ we have understood this concept where each and every function will return a value. Okay, any single function returns single value, this is the main concept, and that value we can return with the help of return statement. So let us understand with one example. This is the definition. Okay, this is the definition. Again, def is keyword, one blank space, my underscore function is the name of the function, and in the round bracket this is our parameter. Okay, and this is return statement. In C++ also we used return statement, and after this return, one blank space, so return is keyword, def is keyword. Okay, so phi into x, where value of x which will be parameter and which will be passed from our main script main function. So statement number 6, if you will observe statement number 6, so here what we'll be doing, in the print function, okay, in the print function will be calling, okay, entire function. So here for this statement number 6, if you will understand, my underscore function and in the round bracket 3, this is called as, okay, argument for a print function, and if you will observe carefully, my underscore function in the round bracket 3, so this is actual argument which will be passing from main script or main Python program. So 3 value will be passed over here. So value of 3 is nothing but x is equal to 3, in short. Okay, x is equal to 3 for statement number 6, x will become 3, then 5 into 3, 15 will be displayed. So because of this statement number 6 or instruction number 6, it will display 15 value. Similarly, when 5 value will be passing in the function, at that time 5 into 5 will be getting 25. So 25 result will be getting because of statement number 7. 9 into 5, 45 will be getting 45 because of the statement number 8. So 15, 25 and 45, these 3 values will be displayed on the output console. So 15, 25 and 45. Okay, in this way what happens, we can use, okay, return statement. In short, okay, return statement is helping us to return single value from the function. We'll see last program, or we'll end it. Okay, we'll end it. I'm extending, okay, 10 more minutes, where we'll be finishing this function part, or this will be the last program where we will stop, and remaining things we'll see in the next session, because time is, I think, almost. So let us see in a last program. So pass statement. So function definition cannot empty, this is important. So pass statement we have seen in case of if, for, okay, while. So pass statement, when we'll be using pass statement, when we are keeping our body or block empty. Okay, in that case pass statement can be used. Function definition cannot be empty. We cannot keep our definition of function empty. If we'll be doing so, it will be throwing an error. Okay, it will be throwing an error. But if suppose because of some reasons, if we don't know what kind of definition or what kind of content we'll be writing in the user defined function, in such cases, to avoid, okay, error, because empty functions are not allowed, so in such cases we can mention our pass statement, where pass is keyword, and in this way what happens, we can avoid the errors. Let us check it. I will execute, so it will not throw any kind of error. But if I will not use this pass, okay, so it will throw an error. because we cannot keep, okay, we cannot keep our entire function empty, because of which it will throw an error. And when you will be writing big big programs, at that time many times we will be using functions, and what kind of content, what kind of statements we will be writing in those functions, if initially if it is not possible for us to understand, in such cases what we can do, we can keep the functions empty. But if we'll be keeping function empty, it will be throwing an error. To avoid that, we can use pass statement. In this way we can avoid the error for the empty functions. That's it for the session. 11 programs we have seen, so two more programs which are remained, okay, 12 and 13. So where we'll understand recursion in Python, how to use recursive functions in Python, that we'll see in the next session. Thank you very much for attending this session. One more important thing, if you are having any kind of question, so you can ask your questions, queries in the comment box below this video. And that's it for the session. Thank you very much for attending this session. Bye.